10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships. Like, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
Coward. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times. So, you know, if I burn out, I burn out.
Pierce had it poked away, stolen by Jordan. Lojas down on the floor. It's loose to Humphries. 4 to shoot. Humphries 3.
You like the idea. Jordan coming up with the steal.
Oh, look
again.
at that. The 40-year-old dives to the hardwood.
Kevin's a great player. I think that his legacy is complicated. You know, I don't like any guys who join super teams. I'm biased against LeBron when it comes to comparing him to Michael, joining Dwayne and those guys. Because, you know, when we have this debate, and LeBron's amazing and spectacular, but I was like, Michael didn't join anybody. He just kept getting his ass kicked and got bigger and got stronger and finally knocked the wall down. And, you know, Kevin, who's a great player, you know, other than the fact when he joined the Warriors, he hasn't been successful anywhere else. And I don't hold that against him, but he wants to be considered in that list. He's not on that list. He's not on that list. He's a great, great player, but he's not on that list. He wants to be like, wow, he's not in a GOAT conversation, because you're not, plain and simple.
Damn.
You had great success when you joined the Warriors, but not only did you not have success, you actually flamed out in those other places. You got swept last year in the playoffs. You didn't even make the play-in this year.
A single joke on a podcast just destroyed Kevin Durant and LeBron James' credibility. They sat there mocking the greatest player ever, laughing at his darkest moment like it meant nothing. But the entire basketball world heard it, and Charles Barkley made sure they paid for it. What he said on live TV didn't just defend Michael Jordan, it exposed everything fake about today's modern superstars.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you thought about at all since you made the goal?
I mean, that's a goal, but we'll see.
The next day,
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
We come to practice, he's on one leg. Like he was hurt the second year, he was on one leg the whole year and played 82 games.
Wow.
Like, and so he practiced every day and he played every game on one leg. And so you're like, man, MJ, why don't you just sit up? How can I be the leader of the team and sit out and y'all going through all the credit? I gotta be there.
I twist my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you know, you twist your ankle, young fella, come over and sit with me. You know, this is you need to. I said, no, man, I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. You know, I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
LeBron James started a podcast called Mind the Game, supposedly meant for deep basketball conversations with real players. But anyone who actually watches it knows what's really going on. Every few episodes, they take subtle shots at the legends who came before them, especially Michael Jordan, their favorite target. They can't seem to help themselves. One day, Kevin Durant appeared as a guest, and the conversation shifted to how exhausting long NBA careers can be and how mentally draining the league becomes after a decade. Durant began philosophizing about that point in a player's life when they wonder whether they still want to keep grinding. Then he dropped a comment that changed everything. He mentioned that some players handle that pressure differently. Some decide to take a break and try baseball for a while, then eventually come back. Others, he added with a smirk, just push through and play 22 seasons straight without stopping. Anyone paying attention knew exactly what he meant. The baseball remark was a jab at Jordan's retirement in the 90s, and the 22 seasons was a reference to LeBron never taking time off. LeBron thought it was hilarious, laughing like Durant had just delivered the perfect roast of Michael Jordan.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
You think it's funny?
What Durant and LeBron either forgot, or simply didn't care about, was the context. Michael Jordan didn't leave basketball in 1993 because he was tired or bored. His father had just been murdered. James Jordan was killed during a robbery that summer, and Michael, who was at the peak of his powers, walked away from everything to honor his father's memory. His dad had always wanted him to play baseball, so Jordan stepped away from the NBA and did exactly that. So when Durant casually tossed out that baseball joke with a grin, it wasn't just ignorant, it was cruel. He took one of the most painful moments in Jordan's life and turned it into a punchline. And LeBron, sitting right beside him laughing, was co-signing it, sending the message, "Yeah, this is funny to us." Let's be clear about Jordan's retirement. He didn't step away after losing in the first round or choking in the finals. He retired after winning 3 straight championships, a three-peat. He stood on top of the sport, accomplished something incredibly rare, and then stepped away while dealing with unimaginable grief. Calling that quitting isn't just wrong, it's disgusting. And the irony? It's almost unbelievable. The two players making these comments are Kevin Durant and LeBron James, two of the biggest quitters in modern NBA history. Durant joined the Golden State Warriors right after they beat him in the playoffs. The 73-9 Warriors with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. That move is still considered the weakest decision in NBA history. After that, when things got tough in Brooklyn, he demanded a trade. Then after going to Phoenix, he wanted out again. This is the guy implying Michael Jordan quit because he honored his murdered father's dream. LeBron isn't much better. When Cleveland wasn't working out the first time, he ran to Miami to team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. When that situation started declining, he returned to Cleveland. And when that got complicated, he headed to Los Angeles. Every time things became difficult, LeBron found an exit. So for these two to mock Jordan for stepping away after a three-peat and after losing his father, that takes unbelievable nerve. But Durant didn't stop there, he doubled down. He said the real accomplishment in basketball isn't championships, MVPs, or dominating the game. According to him, the real accomplishment is simply playing 20 years. Staying around. Collecting paychecks. And LeBron nodded along like Durant had just delivered some deep philosophy.
To have a long career, that's the goal, to be in the league for 20 years. That's the goal.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
Artis Gilmore told me one time, he played for Chicago, he said, if you expect to play a long time in this league, you better quit mopping up the floor. And I thought, well, he's crazy because that's what basketball is all about.
Bird takes it away from Wilkins, goes to the floor and gets it. Gets it up ahead.
Yeah, I'm 10, 12 years in, I got 4 MVPs and 4 championships, but do I still want to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah. And then I want to come back. Or some people say, I'm going to go 22 straight.
This rest stuff just drives me crazy. You're playing basketball for a living, okay? I understand if you're working in a coal mine, that you may need a rest day after it. You're playing basketball.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all times.
This is where Durant and LeBron's entire argument collapses, because Michael Jordan never chased longevity, he chased perfection. Every season, his only goal was to be the best version of himself, dominate on both ends of the floor, and win championships. If that meant his career would be shorter, he didn't care. Jordan even said it himself, if I burn out, I burn out. That just means my career is short and I'll go play golf. Compare that to what Durant claimed, that the real accomplishment is simply playing 20 years. Not being great. Not building a legacy. Just surviving long enough to say you were around. Jordan only played 13 full seasons, yet in that span he won 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 10 scoring titles, and made 9 all-defensive teams. That isn't just impressive, it's near perfection compressed into roughly a decade. Meanwhile, Durant and LeBron have played 39 combined seasons, nearly triple Jordan's time, and together they've produced fewer total achievements than Jordan did alone. In nearly 40 seasons between them, they have just 6 championships, 5 MVPs, 6 finals MVPs, 5 scoring titles, and 5 all-defensive selections. Twice the time, half the accomplishments. Charles Barkley saw all this unfolding and finally said enough. When asked about Kevin Durant's legacy on live television, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. Barkley called Durant a great player, but said his legacy is complicated. He openly criticized players who formed super teams and pointed directly at LeBron for teaming up with Wade and Bosh in Miami. Then he contrasted that with Michael Jordan, saying Jordan didn't join anybody, he just kept taking his lumps, got stronger, and eventually broke through. That hit hard because it was true. Jordan stayed in Chicago through the brutal losses to Detroit. He didn't run. He didn't stack a roster. He fought until he won. Then Barkley addressed Durant directly, pointing out that outside of Golden State, Durant hasn't accomplished anything. He was swept in Brooklyn, failed to make the playoffs in Phoenix, and every time he tried to be the lone leader without a stacked team, it fell apart. Durant wants to be in the GOAT conversation, Barkley said bluntly, but he's not, period. For the first time in years, someone with a microphone actually challenged the LeBron and KD media wave that had gone unchallenged for so long. But Barkley wasn't just defending Jordan. He was defending the integrity of the sport. There's a pattern in the modern NBA where players are trying to rewrite history, making past legends look outdated or overrated, and LeBron has been leading that movement for years. When LeBron casually said, "We done with the 90s," he wasn't just talking. He was dismissing the entire era that defined basketball greatness. Instead of building himself up purely through his own achievements, he's often tried to diminish what came before him, portraying Jordan's era as easier or less competitive. But the facts don't support that at all. Jordan never begged for help or chased teammates. He stayed, fought, and won. That's the difference Barkley was highlighting. Respect in this league isn't given, it's earned. And if you're going to mock Jordan, you better have a resume strong enough to back it up. The disrespect becomes even clearer when you understand Jordan's mentality. When he entered the league in 1984, he played all 82 games as a rookie. That season, 40 other players also played every game. Jordan averaged more than 38 minutes per night in a far more physical era, when teams flew commercial, had one trainer, practiced harder, and had constant back-to-backs. Yet players still showed up. In the 1999 to 2000 season alone, 58 players played all 82 games. Now compare that to today, where recent years have set records for the worst player availability in NBA history,